Some other news now. The International Relations Department says state security agencies are investigating possible human trafficking syndicates luring young women with promises of work overseas. Now, promotions by several South African social media influencers have popped up online, advertising unverified opportunities. There are, of course, concerns that the women could be exploited. DIRCO's head of diplomacy, Clayson Moniela, tells us more.
Two security agencies have launched an investigation, and they're looking at all the role players. And in fact, the first red flag is the fact that it's social media influencers who are promoting this. If it was a legitimate offer, you would expect credible government agencies or even government departments to be at the forefront of promoting opportunities like this, because we all know we've got a challenge of high youth unemployment rate in this country. If there are legitimate job offers overseas, government agencies and departments will be the first ones to promote such. There are lives of young people at stake here, so please shy away from them.
All right, let's continue to unpack the story. We're joined now by Chris Mapanga, who is with the BRICS Women's Business Alliance South Africa. The alliance is set to have signed an agreement, Chris, good morning, back in May to supply a combined 5,600 workers next year. So this was a legitimate agreement signed with two recruitment companies in Russia, correct?
That's correct, Michelle, and good morning, and good morning to the viewers as well. Thank you for the invite to this important matter. The BRICS Women Business Alliance South Africa has always been very clear. There's no legitimate cross-border employment opportunities can ever be executed without the involvement of government entities, and therefore, and also regulatory authorities. And this is not just a principle, it's law, and the only way to safeguard women from exploitation. And precisely to that reason, we have engaged companies such as Intrude, Italon, and Aluboga, where employment opportunities exist. And of course, we remain very much stakeholder engagement at this stage of implementation. And we officially wrote to these firms proposing partnerships, and also that to have the approach ensuring the opportunities are structured, transparent, and regulated. So to date, we have served with diligence investing over 31,000 forward hours without compensation in pursuit of economic opportunities for South African community within the BRICS framework. So it was unfortunate, exceptionally irresponsible for such people as Bloomberg to draw us into matters linked to influencers and syndicate recruitment. And obviously, we know nothing about as BRICS Women Business Alliance South Africa. And of course, we are in shock because we don't know who commissioned those ladies as well. But we as
Chris, if you wouldn't mind me interjecting here, sorry, I'm just trying to follow what you're saying.
Yes.
So you're saying a number of people have already been placed in legitimate jobs because of, is that right? In legitimate jobs because of this agreement that was signed with your organization and those two recruitment companies?
No, nothing has been done yet. It's still in the implementation stages, stakeholder engagement. Obviously, there's quite a number of things that must be done before you can take people to Russia to go and work. We work with government entities, we work with the Moscow government, and everything is above board. So we haven't even gone to the media to advertise these jobs because we want to make sure that we have secured the right kind of jobs. Yes.
Right. So the two companies that have been listed by these social media influencers as companies that are recruiting for certain jobs in Russia, are these the same companies that the BRICS Women's Business Alliance South Africa has this agreement with?
Of which is we've worked with, like I've articulated, Italon, Intrude, and Alubaga. And we are in direct communication with these companies. And none of these allegations and none of these speculations are known, even among the Etalon group or Alubaga group.
So the Chris, the Alubaga Start program is one of the programs that's been accused of exploiting young women, deceiving them into working in harsh environments, including in drone production. So what is your, as the BRICS Women's Business Alliance, what's your background checks and what's your process to try and verify that these companies are legitimate and they are who they say they are?
Number one, Michelle, before we even we travel to Russia, we are very, very frequently going to Russia and engaging with Moscow government. And of course, also when we travel, we go with some of our national parliamentarians and to go there. So there's multiple engagements before we even get into signing agreements. The MOC, which was signed, it was at the back of many arrangements that were done between Alubaga, between ourselves, between the Etalon Group, between the Etalon Group. And so we do quite a number of background checks with these companies. And there's a lot of disclosures that are done. There are a lot of engagements that are done in between the countries. And of course, it is always reported to various entities within our own also government. So it is not just a one leg that is going to Russia and taking people where we've never seen. There are actual engagements. I mean, we deal with even the governors in St. Petersburg. So there's always verification. And even prior to departure, there's always pre-departure training that we take people through. But none of that has been done already.
This is surely alarming, Chris. This is surely alarming for the Women's Business Alliance, for the BRICS Women's Business Alliance, right? To have reports of a company that you've been engaging with, to sign a memorandum of understanding around 5,600 potential jobs from May next year. And this is one of the companies you've been talking about. It's also one of the companies that has been identified as possibly exploiting these young women. And the Department of International Relations itself is now looking into this.
Yeah, well, they're welcome to look into it. We've got nothing to hide. I know there are various investigations that are taking place.
No, Chris, my question to you was, is it not alarming for the BRICS Women's Business Alliance?
Where from our end, maybe our engagements with these companies, of course, it will be alarming to see. Of course, there's some narrative that is going on, but I wouldn't like to build a case on speculations and on something that has not been found, because a social influencer has decided to go on the media. And of course, we have to look into it to be responsible citizens. But at the same time, this is a serious matter, because it's tarnishing the brand Russia, it's tarnishing the brand BRICS on its own. But I think we need to have a case, because who commissioned the influencers to go on social media to say these kinds of claims? And number two,
well, the influencers say it's the recruitment companies that commissioned them.
Yes, so that has to be verified with those companies as well. But where we stand as Women Business Alliance, we are not negligent people. We make sure that we run the background check of each company. Like I said, there is never an engagement that we are in where the government is not involved. For instance, the Moscow government is involved, the governors, and these are high-profile people, the foreign ministries of these different countries. We sit with them. So it's always official visits. It's never a side thing on the track. So for South African women, they must depend on such structures as BRICS, not just influencers or some advert somewhere which is saying we are taking people from Russia. We are a proper structure which is appointed. We are a structure that is functional. We are a structure that is well known among the BRICS countries. We run various projects. So our integrity is very strong. So I would like to dismiss this and say we're not part of it, and we were never part of it. And our processes are straightforward. Like I said, all the processes that we do are within the government, and the official visits and all the MOUs and all the MOCs that are signed are done at the back of the government. There's background checks. So as BRICS Women Business Alliance, I think it's a safe environment for us to not sound an alarm, but of course, we have to investigate, because maybe there are some entities who are looking to gain some traction and looking to sabotage the plan of cross-border. We're sitting with an unemployment problem. And Russia is saying we've
absolutely. And our unemployment rate is the reason why people are so vulnerable, right? And I would have to disagree with you, Chris. We have to sound the alarm. When human trafficking is at stake, when women's lives are in danger, we certainly have to sound the alarm. Chris Mapanga speaks on behalf of the BRICS Women's Alliance, Business Alliance South Africa.